Okay, just kidding. This is what I meant the whole time, Internet. So hopefully this works out. This is what happens when I try to remember something off the top of my head. But I have two parabolas, and I'm trying to find the area between them. So I graph them, but you'll be given the graph on the exam, like I said. But you will not be given the points of intersection. So you'll need to find this point here and this point here. The places where they cross the axis are helpful, but just for visualizing. And since I'm going to give you the graph, maybe they aren't that helpful. I don't know. But to find out where they intersect, we're going to set them equal to each other. So 2x squared minus 6x is equal to x squared minus 7x plus 6. And then x squared minus 6x plus 7x, so plus x minus 6 equals 0. So with this factors as x plus 3, x minus 2. So one of the points, the one on the left, is negative 3. And the other point is x equals positive 2. So here we have negative 3. And here we have positive 2. Now we could plug these into either one of these functions to find the y value, but we don't need to. That is not important. But we do need to figure out which graph is on top. The graphs that I give you will make this easier, but just to verify, since our two endpoints are going to be negative 3 and 2, we can just plug a value in between there, which is especially nice because 0 is between negative 3 and 2, and plugging in 0 into these two functions isn't so bad. The purple one, when x equals 0, is just 0. The green one, when x equals 0, is 6. So the green function's on top, just as I've drawn it. Does that make sense? So don't worry about the things that you can't do. Just try to figure out something that you can do. So now this is going to be the integral from negative 3 to 2 of the green function, which is x squared minus 7x plus 6. It goes first because it's on top, minus the purple function, which is 2x squared minus 6x. dx. I'll go ahead and simplify this before I integrate it. Negative x squared minus x plus 6. Like so. Just combined like terms, distributed that minus throughout and stuff. Right. But now this isn't so bad. We can go ahead and integrate it. I'm using reverse power rule, so I'm going to bump the exponent of negative x squared up by 1. So that 2 becomes a 3, and then I'm dividing by the 3. Minus x, that's x to the first. I'll bump that exponent up by 1, and I'll divide by 2. And then plus 6x. And I'm going to evaluate this from negative 3 to 2. That's going to give me negative 2 cubed over 3 minus 2 squared over 2 plus 6 times 2 minus negative 3 cubed over 3 minus negative 3 squared over 2 plus 6 times negative 3. And now you can simplify that to get to an answer, but I think that's probably as far as you need to go. All right. Is that okay? Does everyone see how I figured out which one was on top, where they intersected, and how I integrated? You have 3 more examples on your practice test.
Wait, how did you figure out which one was on top?
I just plugged in a point between -3 and 2. All right? Because being on top means your y value, your function value is greater. Right? Okay. All right, so this was similar to what number 3 is going to be like on the final. Number 4 is graphing a function by finding the critical points, local maxes and mins, inflection points, and whatnot. I am not going to be able to come up with an additional problem like that on the fly, so I'm going to skip it and we'll come back to it on Wednesday. And that's fine for 2 reasons. The other reason is